the Kwasizabantu mission in that province, posting a media tour amid allegations it's operating as a cult. The organisation, which says it's a church, it also sells a popular brand of bottled water, has been accused of turning a blind eye to sexual abuse, cult-like behaviour and money laundering. Members of the mission claim that breakaway members of the Stegen family that founded the church are now trying to take over the mission. Our reporter Karinda Jagmohan got the inside tour today. Karinda, good evening to you. What kind of picture, what kind of scene met you as you walked into the Kwasizabantu mission?
Good evening to you. Well, Stephen, this was essentially a guided tour of the Kwasizabantu mission for media who came here. When we came here, we were greeted by church leaders, the spokespersons of the mission that we've been seen speaking in media recently. And the first stop was at the mission's private school, in which they essentially spoke to us about the work of the private school. We saw matriculants there who essentially sang gospel music at that time and just speaking about what the school has been doing. We were then taken on a tour across the mission compound, which includes over 520 hectares of land. You can see behind me, this land behind me, all part of the Kwasizabantu mission. And essentially on this land is where the springs for the Akwele brand of bottled water is based, as well as the mission growing fruits and vegetables that they also sell to retailers. Now, the key message throughout this tour from the mission itself was that because of the allegations that they have been facing and various retailers pulling their products off the shelves, workers who are based here at Kwasizabantu mission are unable to fulfill their whole salary. They work on an hourly basis because retailers have pulled products off their shelves. Yes. This means that the production has halved. That means that workers cannot follow through with their full salary. And then towards the afternoon especially, this was when the church leaders were able to respond to the allegations that have been facing them. They say that they take these allegations in a serious light and have denied the sexual abuse allegations among the violation of human rights that we have seen in the media. They say that these allegations are against individuals, and as yet no police cases have been opened against the mission itself.
All right, so, I mean, Karinda, were you able to get access to people unsupervised? I mean, were you actually able to speak to people there, people who are at the mission, but in an unsupervised way, or did the leadership keep a very close eye on you?
This was indeed a controlled tour of the compound where at all times members of the church were with us, taking us throughout the compound. In fact, media were placed in a specific bus, taken around the compound to be shown the various the various work that the mission is doing here, specifically a tour of the Akwele factory itself, where they spoke about the issues of workers. But at no point were we able to speak to the regular members of the mission here. Just going back, though, to the briefing regarding the allegations, the main outcome of this briefing is really the church now saying that it is breakaway members of the Stegen family who founded this church that has now created, or rather is trying to impact the church, take over the mission itself, as well as the businesses that generate income for this mission. As you know, the founder of this church, Adlo Stegen, founded the mission in 1970, and the church claims that one of his elder brothers and his elder brothers' families have now, or rather, collated information to further impact this church. They say that they have tried now through the media to take over these allegations of the church. The church itself now says that they want police to intervene. They say that up until now, no police cases have been opened against the mission itself, and they've questioned the allegations that have coming out now. They're saying, why are these allegations coming out now? You do remember, Stephen, that last week the church members walked out of the CRL Rights Commission hearing after requesting the chairperson of the CRL Commission to recuse himself from those testimonies. They've since now invited the commission to come to this compound on the same tour and to hear testimonies from the church, as they did the same with media today, and of course to give their side of the story. We're also, of course, asked about the allegations of cult-like behavior, and really what we hear from the church members is they're preaching their gospel and saying that ultimately what Stegen did to come here was to create a wholesome, rather a wholesome area, a wholesome way of life for those who come to the mission, really denying all allegations. They're also really not responding to specific questions about various allegations that we've raised, but the blanket denial of the allegations here, and then of course saying that going forward they want to engage with retailers to assist them with placing back these products that they produce here on the shelves, to ultimately assist workers who are based here at the mission. Of course, currently the CRL Rights Commission is still holding hearings in Gauteng, which means that the investigations are ongoing, but it's unclear at this point whether police will continue with further investigation, and it's really unclear whether or not or when we may see arrests in these cases.